Hey, anybody that just came in here, give me a second. I'm just letting the live heat up and stuff like that. Let people come in and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, just so you know, it can like give some time for some people to come up in here and stuff like that. Got a good video today, bro. Just talking about some interesting topics and shit like that. Mainly violence, by the way. I ain't gonna lie. So get prepared, because you know this is not a comparison thing in a good or bad way, or who's this and who's that. Just understanding different dynamics. But give me a second. Inflation, I do it. Starting soon. Give me about 30 some seconds. Just letting, like I said, letting it heat up and everything like that. Let people get in here and stuff like that. It ain't gonna be long either. I just want to get some things situated as far as understanding certain things. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started and stuff like that because we about 2 minutes in. We about 2 minutes in, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So basically, I had somebody reach out and they just they said it was just a friendly question, just um for understanding the difference between Haiti and Mexico in terms of like violence and stuff like that, right? And I said that there's no real straight up answer as far as who's worse, but I mean there's statistics and stuff, there's numbers and stuff like that. Don't get it twisted, but as far as on a broad level, there's not necessarily, I feel like, a way to just really just be like, oh, this place is better, this place is worse, because they all can be better and worse in their own aspect, and they all have their own singular point of how their violence is dealt with, and how it's you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Luca Busick. But that's what it was about. It's about like basically violence. See, my whole thing with Haiti and Mexico is it's two different gears. I'm not gonna sit here and be the one to try to tell you that one's worse than the other, one's better than the other when it comes to violence, because everything has its dynamics. Now, yes, Mexico may be bigger, and Mexico may have different types of not refurbishment, but like they have a different setup to them. So you may find more places that may be more chill than others. But a lot of things people don't know about Haiti is Haiti got chill places too. Not everywhere is horrible like certain parts of Port-au-Prince, and that's just certain parts of Port-au-Prince. Not all of Port-au-Prince is bad like that. Now I'm not telling you to sit there and go and test your luck. It's a dangerous place overall. But I'm saying there is wealthiness and rich areas in these places, in these vicinities. So don't let people make you think that it's all bad. It ain't all bad. That's cap. But I do want to say this, and like old boy said, in terms of violence between them and Mexico, I mean, I told him I can only refer to the most dangerous parts. So when you look at some of the most dangerous parts of Mexico, you look at some of the most dangerous parts of Haiti, you gotta understand that they both have a lot of extreme violence. Now they may do them in different ways. One is more so cartel driven, and they actually have very similarities. A lot of people have been realizing. But anyway, like with the fighting spirit is also with a lot of the cartels. Those organized crime gangs take over in a lot of parts of Mexico and reign over supreme, and in a lot of parts in Haiti, their organized gangs and crime takes over a lot of their shit, stuff like that. But as far as understanding the violence between the two, I'm not gonna sit here and put one over the other. But I do want to say this though, right? You gotta understand one thing. When you start talking about Haiti, they're like I said, they're two different dynamics. To be honest, Haiti is bad because transformation and death happens on an instant. Transformation and death happens all the time there. But the same with Mexico. But the only difference with people that they may not understand is this. See, when it comes to Haiti, contrary to what you maybe think, Haiti has always had a strong warrior spirit because they always were spiritually strong and had a strong spiritual lineage and shit like that. Don't get it twisted. Because a lot of their shit is traced back way back. Even I believe into what we call Atlantis and shit like that. But that's for another video. That's way off, y'all. That's way off and all that shit. But you gotta understand. I feel like a lot of shit forced Haiti to be the way that they is. Like I'm not saying that they not real, like they not real niggas and they not real killers and stuff like that. Hold on one second. Hold on, give me one second. So that's the dynamic of understanding when we talk about Haiti. I'm sorry about that. I had to take a quick break to talk to my mother. But when you talk about Haiti and Mexico, as far as I can say this, as far as the dynamics of how the violence is portrayed, as far as like when it's happening, when somebody's taking somebody's life, this and the third, they both got this insane rage. They both have this insane fire nature to them spiritually. They both go the distance. And that's why I say they're very similar. If you pay attention, really a lot of Mexico and Haiti really be getting along. But I ain't gonna speak on everything because there's always dynamics that we don't see. But overall, if you really pay attention, like Haiti has helped out Mexico before and vice versa. Like really, like even in school, a lot of Mexicans and Haitians I know was always cool. You see what I'm saying? Now, when it came to like other people like Haitians and Jamaicans, it varied. They could be cool, they could be like brother, but then they could also fight because one person head and ego bigger than the other, and da 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 da. But just sticking to Mexico as far as that, they always been cool. There's a lot of similarities to them, not only with the spot, their spirituality, their fighting spirit in general, and how far they take things. They both like to take things as far as like a no mercy mindset, and they're not gonna spare you when it comes to war. That's one thing I can say. They both not gonna spare you when it comes to war. Not no matter if you a brother, black, if you the white man, it don't matter who. They one thing they about them, they don't like to spare. They won't spare you. Whether you talk about a Mexican cartel, they don't care about no white American family coming over. They not gonna spare you. Haiti the same way. They don't care what race you are, Arab, whatever. They're not gonna spare you if they catch you. That is true. Now you can probably negotiate in different things as far as like that, but as far as you think you're gonna get over and get by, that's not happening. But you gotta understand that. So they have very similar natures. But my biggest thing I want to say is this, like I was saying before, you gotta understand what Haitians, the warrior spirit you see today, I do believe that has always been there, but I think a lot of things force Haiti to be the way that it is. Like, in other words, I'm trying to say is, I think Haiti, they Haitians in general can be peaceful. Like, I believe at one time Haiti probably wasn't always in war. But let's be real. When you look at Mexico and the Aztecs, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say yes or no. So don't quote me. Do your own research. But I can't fully say that there was a time where Mexico wasn't in war, even if it was with themselves, because they had the Aztecs even in ancient times. They had Aztecs and stuff like that. So I feel like with Mexico, I feel like Mexico seemed to be more so on like a certain type of timing, and that's why I'm not trying to say like John 3:16. My God, salute. Hey, shout out to Daniel stuff. Shout out to A. It's Claire. Hey, how y'all doing? Appreciate y'all for being here. I feel like with Mexico, if you really pay attention to Mexico and Haiti, even though they both have a warrior spirit, I feel like with Haiti, a lot of shit, a lot of shit changed Haiti, or a lot of shit put Haiti to be in a certain situation that they in. That's not to say or neglect that they have a fighting spirit. Absolutely not. I believe they always had that strength to them. That's why I was always there. They could always tap into it. Yes, they always had a strong spiritual system and always had I feel like knowledge of spiritual warfare, whatever. 'Cause I always feel like they were strong, spiritually powerful. Always feel like they have. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like had certain stuff not transpired the way it did with oppressors, with dealing with colonization and shit like that at a certain period of time, I feel like they wouldn't have been a certain way of how you see them now, with the whole country being like war torn the way that it is right now. Well, not the whole country, but certain parts of it, a lot of it being war torn in certain areas. Because they try to make it seem like it's all of it. It ain't all of it, but I ain't gonna get into that. But you see what I'm saying? I feel like it wouldn't necessarily always be like that. But I feel like with Mexico, I don't know if there's really a time that you can track where they wasn't on a certain type of time, where they wasn't warring. Either whether it was with themselves, other Native Americans. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, really think about it. Really think about it. As far as you go far as back, you got Aztecs, but you ain't really thinking no time where the Aztecs wasn't in some type of violence. They always was sacrificing and killing and fighting and warring to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. They might have had their peaceful times and did trade. They was logical people. They wasn't like some crazy. I gotta take over there. I'm not saying they was like that, but there always was a time where they was on a certain type of timing. They always was on some gladiator shit, even if it was within themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like I feel like that was a part of their culture. Whereas I feel like with Haiti, like if you took all the oppression out, I can't tell you 100% what they would or what they wouldn't do, but I also feel like you wouldn't see the same side of them. Like I do think you would see more like of a loving, peaceful side, or a certain side that they could just bask in they the fruits that they bear. You see what I'm saying? Because they really big on working hard. At one point, they was the most wealthiest colony in the world and all that stuff. And I know that's after the fact, but you know that land was very rich in soil and nutrients and all kind of shit. They had a lot of gold, and America came quote unquote around 1915. They came and took out, but my whole so they always had a certain sense of abundance in the land. Period. So I can only imagine what it was like before any of this happened. You know what I'm saying? I think they probably was well off. I don't know because a lot of stuff they tell you in history be capped, but as far as how they all try to tell you like, oh, they probably was still going, nobody was there. No, that's cap, and that's gonna be another video I'm gonna do too, probably after this one about true Haitian lineage and all that shit like that. But and Haitian voodoo and the real Haitian voodoo and what it is, I can go deep. I'm gonna go deep. But yeah, that's how they play out. I just feel like I ain't gonna put one's violence over the other and say that Haiti is more violent than Mexico or that Mexico is more violent than Haiti because it could go either way. It's not something to compare. And I don't even think they're two warring countries. I think they like each other. I'm just keeping it a band. I don't think Haiti and Mexico even look at each other in a negative way. Every time I see a Mexican and Haitian, they seem to be cool. There seems to be a sense of similarity between both of them too in general. So yeah, I don't see whatever. But that wasn't the point. My point was just that if you really wanted to put one, I would probably say who was more violent overall. I would probably have to say the Mexican spirit, only for the simple fact of like that's some shit that it's always been a part of their culture. Whereas I feel like with the whole 1804 Haitian thing, that lets you know they had that warrior spirit too, but they can be people of peace. They can be people of peace. I feel like to an extent, they can welcome and shit like that. Don't let them. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you got Mexicans that ain't either, but you know how Mexicans are. They're a little different. I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to explain, bro. Like if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But I don't know. This is different. And that's why I said I ain't gonna say one stronger. None of that. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. One person being over another. Ain't none of that. None of that. Even the type of topic I'm talking about. It's not even about that because both got they areas that they be stronger in and more powerful in and violent and gritty and all. Both got I wouldn't even go down that type of train of thought. But I would want to say if I had to pick as far as who's just more overall violent. Period. As far as their lineage and culture, I probably would have to sing Mexicans. I would have to say Mexicans because I feel like I feel like the machete fighting in Haiti has always been. Don't get it twisted. I feel like they always had warriors. I really do. But I feel like Aztec's just a different level. Like the shit that they on is different. Like I feel like Haiti, but if none of this shit happen, and I'm just rambling right now, so don't take. But I feel like and you can always edify me on y'all opinions and what y'all know for fact, because we all here to learn. We just talking, having a conversation, almost like some podcast stuff. But so feel free to add in your own input and stuff like that too. But I just feel like from what we see with Haiti, I feel like I said, I'm gonna say it last time again. I feel like Haiti is in the way that they is a lot of times because I feel like the oppression and situation that oppressors have put them in more so than them just being these brute beasts. But I do feel like they always had that strong spiritual warrior lineage and physical warrior lineage. I feel like the machete fighting was always a big part. I feel like they always had training and understanding how to be real men. I do think that. Don't get it effed up. I do think that, but I don't feel like they was as volatile within themselves as ancient Mexicans were, as Aztecs was. I can't fully quote it, but I'm just saying from what it seemed like, from what I've heard, it seems like the Aztecs was more so on like some like a different type of timing, if you know what I mean. Like they was on some different shit. Like they was on some different. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Cause it is what it is. Both family oriented, but I don't know. It's just different dynamic. Just when you look at Aztecs, it's like they always been on some type of warrior shit. Jaguar warrior, eagle warrior. Like always trying to And they ain't gonna just sit here and machete fight each other and then say that's my brother at the end of the day. I feel like Mexico the type of person where even if it is an exhibition and they having each other do warrior fights 1-on-1, like almost like gladiator matches back in Rome and Europe and stuff like that. Even if they do those for a sense of entertainment and sport, I feel like Mexico was really gonna kill each other. Like brother or not, they wasn't gonna spare them. They was still gonna go the distance and take that person's life because that's just the type of savagery I feel like they was on. Now we're not looking at right or bad. We're not looking at good or bad because there's spiritual energy to all these things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying good or bad or person being forced or none of that stuff. I'm not even that type of video. But I just feel like it's like I said, a different dynamic. I feel like Mexico did that type of shit for fun. But I can't sit here and tell you Haiti wasn't into certain things for fun too. Before they had to have war and shit like that. I can't say that either. They probably was. I really do think they was. I just feel like it was a different dynamic. I feel like they probably loved each other a lot more. Like they probably had like real like brotherly love. I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like Haiti got like a dangerous side to them. It's probably like a ruthless, merciful side. But like I said, I feel like a lot of that came from being in certain situations and learning that you had to be like that more so. But I feel like Haiti, I think, like if you show Haitians love, I feel like there's a genuinity to them. I feel like I'm not saying Haitian Mexicans ain't loyal, I do, but I just feel like there's a sense of loyalty or a sense of love once there's a true passion and connecting. See what I'm saying? That don't mean that everybody that's fucking Haitian is the nicest person or the best. That's not what I'm saying. Cause I already know I can already see the thought forms formating right now. People thinking, oh wait, what do you mean? Oh, I know people that's scully. Yeah, they can be very scully, just like a lot of Africans and Nigerians and whatever. But the point that I'm trying to make is like, I feel like a Mexican nigga could be cool as hell with you, could be cool as like from what I seen with the Aztec shit, I feel like they could be cool as hell and you could be real friendly and have real love. They could have real love for you and they'll still go on that battlefield 1-on-1 and still murk you, like actually murk you. And like just decapitate you or some shit. Like I know it seems like over exaggerated. This is how whereas I feel like the Haitians, like if it gotta be that point, I feel like if it gotta be that point, yeah, they may do it, but even so, there's not something that I feel like they want to do. But I feel like Mexico and Aztecs were so deep into that warrior bloodlusty spirit. I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like they much more bloodlusty. And like I said, I wasn't trying to do it as far as a comparison of who more, but I do gotta say that I do feel like the Mexicans is way much more bloodthirsty than Haitians. Like I said, I feel like the Haitian bloodthirstiness came from after the fact, or came from being in certain situations where that turned them ruthless. And that's not they're not talking about soft and that other shit. You know that ain't the case, because I feel like they always had that warrior spirit with them. But I just feel like a lot of shit made them the way that they. I feel like they're truly loving good people though. I feel like Mexico is like I don't know. It's hard to say. I just hard to it's hard to explain. You know, it's hard to explain. Both got their pros and cons though. It's not one over the other, one better or one tougher or stronger, none of that type of shit. But it's just like, you know, just just is what it is, you know. Um, even when you talk about astrology or from an elemental or energetic point of view, when you look at Haiti, Haiti is Hades. So you know they say even if the word is spelled slightly different, it's the same energetic background. So we know Haiti got something to do with the Hades energy. And then when you look at them, what is Hades? That's in the Taurus constellation, but it's got a lot of fire energy to it. I think it's like a mix of like I don't want to say Aries and Taurus, but it's like a mix of something. I don't know how to I don't know, but it's like something dealing with the Taurus energy of the bull, but also dealing with fire. And you see that play out a lot of Haiti too. You got the fire and the transformation there, shit burning up, violence, transformation a lot of times, death, et cetera, et cetera. But you also see the Taurus energy of the bull, which is stability and growth and building too. That's why Haiti deal with a lot of building too. You might not know it, but Haiti deal with a lot of building, a lot of structure, because it still got like a lot of earth element to it. Whereas Mexico do too. You know what I'm saying? They do too. But I feel like learning from what I learned from astrology, Mexico seemed like it got more like in between like a Sagittarius and a Scorpionic energy, because Scorpionic is dealing with that death energy too, but it's also dealing with the other side of it. It's like in between the Sagittarius and that Scorpio energy. So you got the death side of Scorpio, the deep and the deafness, aka behind the veil shit. That's why they deal with a lot of spirituality too. But you also see a lot of the Sagittarius pop out like with the fire element. So there's transformation there too. But I feel like there's probably more depth in dealing with dealing with the energy of Mexico than Haiti, only for the simple fact of not only just because it's bigger, but you got to think there's an X in Mexico, and all these words and energies have symbolism to them. They all have energetic meaning. There won't be a word in there for no reason. So the letter X being in Mexico says a lot too, because X represents the death energy, aka you Xing out of something, you ending something. When you X something, what do? You exit out. X marks the spot. When they be showing them videos and they got hit lists and all them shit in the movies, what do they do when they have a target hit list and they finally catch him? They X him out. X, he's gone. X means to leave, aka that's why anything that's X is attached to the energy signature of Xing something out, or leaving, or exiting something, or are you some leaving out of something? That's like you a person dying leaving out the body. That's a form of exiting. This is why you got expiration. Expired is no more. The food dead is no good no more. You can't use it. It can't give you life no more. It's not useful no more. You see what I'm saying? I said expiration, expired. Uh, if you did X, Y, and Z, like you did X, you were X call it. How you said you were X call it. You were X worker. You were X farmer. You were X athlete. You were X football player. You were X professional business. Whatever the hell you did beforehand. That's just, that you don't do no more. X, aka you jumped out of that curriculum. You don't do it no more. That's dead. You put death to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, which is, you know what? I wonder why they call retired retired. Retired. Like is I don't know, like why they call it retired retired. Shouldn't they call that shit extired or some shit? Because I mean, hey, maybe it's some symbolism to that too. I don't know, but just thought about that shit. Not trying to give y'all a series episodes of high talks. I'm finna get up out of here. That's all that video was about. I'm finna start my next one. But yeah, that's just how I look at it. With Haiti and Mexico, they both warrior brute beast, but at the same time, it's just like I feel like Haiti has more of a loving side. I really do. I really do. I genuinely feel like Haiti has more of a loving side. I feel like Haiti people got Haiti be getting people be getting Haiti fucked up because Haiti they forget Haiti still got that fire energy to it. It's not fully Earth Taurus. It's like a Hades energy, aka that's why it's got the same energetic vibration. So it's earthy like Taurus. It's stable. It's like the build, and it can have loving energy like that Venus energy sometimes. But it also got that fire nature to it too. That Aries energy to it too. That heat to it too. So people be fucking with it thinking that it's all sweet, but it ain't all sweet, and it still got that warrior